Well, another update. So before I totally ran out of me work funds, I ordered some tools for this little mill off of, guess where? Temu. So I got a arbor for this, and I already did the cutting tool, which I bought before for the other little milling machine. And I've also bought another little chuck for the little end mills, and all these little collets for it. And they were bloody cheap and as good as anything else for this. And because I'm really, really impatient, apparently, I thought I might as well skim ahead just see if it bloody works, this thing. This is the head off the keeper tractor, actually. It doesn't look too bad. It's probably been done because it's got steel inserts in it as well for the valves, which is sweet as. That saves me doing it. I probably will put new valve guides in it eventually, but I thought I'd just give it a little crack just to see if it's going to work. So I've adjusted it so we've got the travel both ways, and I've set the head up. I've put feeler gauges underneath it to make sure it's all pulled down nicely. Everything seems to be in order, so I'm going to probably do a couple of passes with it, just about touching it, just to make sure it's level, and then yeah, we'll give it a little cut and see what it comes out like. I've done a bit of googling because I'm not a machinist. I'm a tinkerer, and it recommends for a fly cutter single side like this between 100 and 300 RPM. So I've got it set on 230, which is easy on this. It's on the gearbox. So you've got B and C on the side there, and Bob's your uncle, 230 RPM. So I'll see what it comes out like. I've got a real slow feed on it, but yeah, we'll just have a little play with this and see what it comes out like. So I've got that just set, just touching this side. I'll be quite interested to see what it's like when it gets to this side, but as I say, real slow feed on it. Just get this all the way back to, we'll see what it does. Sounds a lot better than the old one anyway, well so far, but give it a chance I suppose. And this head didn't look too bad as I said, but you got the toy, you might as well play with it, mightn't you? And I've set this up so it will go all the way to the left, and then I'll go back all the way to the right, and it should finish its cut nicely. It comes all the way off. Just making sure this feed stays constant. I don't want it to go too fast because it'll ruin it, won't it? So this cut, I can still see a little bit of where the head gasket was underneath it. So we're taking off a tiny, tiny little amount. I'll zero the I think I'll zero my Z axis, which is up and down, and that's going to tell me how much I'm taking off. We don't want to raise the compression ratio too much, do we? Or do we? We take a ½ inch off of it, it would, but I think it'll bugger the valves and everything up. Well, not the valves, but the push rods. I'll have to get shorter ones. So that's going to take a little bit of time to get across. So what I might do is stop it here, go and make a cup of tea, obviously, and then I'll come back when it's got to the other end and show you what that first cut's come out like. So I had to do a little adjustment on it. As it was getting past, and the other side of the cut was getting to the cylinder head, that started cutting, which shouldn't really happen. It should be just touching, if anything, which means the head wasn't vertical. So I just adjusted it a little tiny bit. We'll see how this goes. Also, my Z-axis was moving up because when it was moving across, the back was digging in and it was chattering, and the vibration was winding up the handle ever so slightly. So I've now taken the handle off. I can lock up that Z-axis if I want to with some butterfly bolt things, but we'll just see how this goes. Hopefully it don't start cutting on the back cut as well, which will mean that the head is vertical. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. And I'm just going to have a cup of tea. Like my cup. Look at that. Go for my birthday. Just turned 60, by the way. Isn't it? Well, that's just coming to the end of its first cut. And then we'll go a little bit more and go the other way. And see what it cuts like going that way. So that's the end. So we'll just turn that off, and then we'll go a little tiny bit on this. So that's 0.055 of a millimetre we're taking off there. See how that one goes, isn't it? So what that's cutting, this cylinder head was off of is off of the tractor I'm keeping. And it had water in the oil, or oil in the water, one of the two anyway. And you can see a few marks on the water jacket where the gasket would have been just letting through a little tiny bit. Once we've got rid of those, this should be all right. I'm not worried about that mark in the middle. There's just a waterway right in the centre. That's open on the gasket anyway. But I'll do a couple of passes on this. Don't want to take loads off, just enough to get it beautiful and flat. But it's cutting good at the minute. So it's only cutting on the one side, the other side just touching, just leaving a little kind of mark, but not cutting. So that's good. I'm pretty happy with that. It's so tempting to go and have a little feel of it, but it would be a bit of a bad idea because you might lose a finger or two. So we'll wait till it comes to a stop before we have a little feel, but it looks very, very smooth indeed. I'm really happy with that little machine. That was a bloody good find, I reckon. Awesome, that is. So I'm just learning as I go along really with this machine, but it looks to me like 0.05 of a millimetre is a good cut for this little machine. Doesn't chatter too much and leaves a real nice finish. I could take a bit more, but then you get chatter marks. But at that 0.05, it's really, really clean and nice. So far I've taken 0.1. Well, this is 0.1 of a millimetre with this second cut. So, and we'll probably do 2 more on here just to be sure. But looking bloody good. And once I finish it, I'll do a nice close-up on it and you can see how smooth and shiny it is. Right, where are we? Over here. So it's looking really nice now. I'm going to do one more pass that way and then one more pass that way just to see if that'll do it. But it's looking really, really good. And I've just zeroed the Z-axis because I think it's easier for me to get my measurement rather than trying to remember where it was. So I'll just loosen those off. And the other thing I found is take the handle off and take the handle off each time because the vibration, don't want to do that, I want to go that way. Go back to 0 again, which is about there. Now I'm going to go 0.05 again. Actually, I might go 0.025, 0.03. How's that? 0.035. That sounds like a plan. And I want to lock this up again on its Z-axis. Get rid of the handle, and we'll see what that's like. I better make this my last cut because I've got to go and get ready to go out because we're going out for dinner, aren't I? Me, Nisha and Nelly. It's Valentine's Day night and I'll carry on tomorrow. But it's looking marvellous. Probably one of the last cuts. Might do another pass, I'm not sure, but today is tomorrow. Yesterday, if you know what I mean. Sunday, so I've just kicked it in the guts again just to finish this off, but it's coming out really, really nice. Yeah, nice and smooth and flat, not really chattering too much, but I'm taking a little tiny cut off at the minute. Then I'll probably go back over with the same just to make sure it's got the whole lot. But so I'm learning with this milling machine. I have moved the tool in a little bit, so it's now cutting right on the edges, and it's right in the middle, just to try and reduce a bit of chatter as well. But you know, early days, isn't it? Early days, Gov. But it is coming out bloody good. Very, very nice little machine, isn't it? So that there is now the last cut. And it's just a fine little waffer of a cut. But it looks bloody good. It's all shiny underneath there, so I'll let that get to the end, then I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. Then I'll deburr it. I've got to put it through the bead blaster as well, get all the crap off. But so this head is for the keeper tractor. So what I'll probably do is I'll do the valve seats once it's been through the bead blaster. So I'll do the valves, recut those with a diamond, clean all the ports and everything, get it all nice and clean, and paint it. And then I shall wrap it up in a cloth with some oil on it and stick it on a shelf somewhere so it don't get all buggered, because I don't know when I'm going to get round to that other tractor. I've got to sell all these other bloody ones, haven't I? I've got to sell that one, I've got to sell that one, got to sell that milling machine over there, got to sell that car out there. Otherwise I can't do anything, which is a pain in the ass. Apart from stuff like this, because I've already got the gear, but yeah, we're getting there, innit? So I'll let that finish itself. There you go, that's finished. Smooth as a baby's bum, that is. Just need to deburr it, but that's come out really, really nice. I'm very, very happy with that. Very happy indeed. So we can get on now and say, someone has put already done these valve seats, so they're already got steel inserts in them, which is bloody handy. Saves me doing it. But yeah, I shall now clean the rest of that head up and just put it into storage until we get to the rest of the tractor. But that little milling machine there, bloody beauty, mate, bloody beauty. So for me, that milling machine there was a bleeding good investment, I think. We can do a lot more bits and bobs like that cylinder head now, for me and for other people, I suppose, if they need it. So yeah, £2.5 grand well spent, I think.